In the years in education, I never had the experience of a staff member dying, either during the school year or I don't remember dying between school years. And we were basically a young group at Evergreen Junior High School. In fact, the lady that I'm going to talk about was probably the oldest staff member, and I don't think she probably was near as old as we thought she was, just because the rest of us was darn young. She might have been in her 60s, maybe just her 50s. Heavy smoker, good teacher, not the most popular, but certainly well respected. Kind of tough little old bird. In fact, the year before we lost her, she was out walking between the two buildings on a snowy day, and a little bit of ice around on the sidewalks and parking lot. I don't remember just where she did fall, but she fell and broke an arm. Well, she was taken down to the doctor, and the doctor set the arm. I think she came back to work and finished the day. If she didn't finish that day, she sure as the dickens was there the next day. And that was pretty remarkable, because you'd just think probably the pain and shock of it, that she'd want to go home and rest. But no. And I tell that part of the story to make it very clear that we're not talking about a lady who's a wimp. We're talking about a strong, vital person. Well, the following year, in the fall, school hadn't been going on very long, and she missed 3 or 4 days. Came back, said, well, I had the flu. I'm back, not feeling real good, but I'm back. I don't think she made a week. It was gone again, had a relapse. Said, came back, said, that flu is hard to shake. Didn't last, I don't think, a week again, and was out. And then was back, and not back very long, gone again. Well, that time, I can't remember if she called me or I called her, but we were talking on the telephone, and I said, what do you think's going on? And I was thinking, this could be serious. You probably ought to be going to a doctor. And she's way ahead of me. Her message was, I will be gone for a while because they're putting me in the hospital, and the doctor says he's going to run tests until he's at the bottom of this and knows what's going on. Okay. And this was back in the era when Dick Frost was our assistant principal, and Donna and I and his wife Alice, Dick and Alice, Dean and Donna, we were visiting back and forth an awful lot. She was in that hospital, I don't think, more than 4 or 5 days, and the word came back that the diagnosis was cancer. I think probably cancer of the lungs. She never got out of the hospital. But then another week, she was dead. It hit us hard. But you know who it hit the hardest? We had quite a few people who smoked. And boy, I mean, there was a lot of people working to quit smoking. And several of them were a success and did quit smoking. Well, Alice Frost was a heavy smoker. And we were more aware of her, because we were so close to them, away from school, on off-duty hours, that Alice was really struggling. She just couldn't seem to break the habit, and she finally said that, as I recall, that, dadgone it makes me so miserable, and I make everybody else so miserable, and then I can't stand it and go back and smoke, and I'm not going to try again. I think she tried 3 or 4 times. Just try and then give it up. Try, give it up. Well, the years went by, and quite a few years. And in fact, about 14 or 15 years ago, we get our first great-grandchild, And Donna calls the house to congratulate or pass the word to them, telling them how happy, and let them congratulate us on being great grandparents. And Dick answers the phone, and he's gruff. And at first Donna thought that he maybe wasn't feeling well or something. And so, when he was gruff and what was happening, he was shook up and couldn't talk and was trying to get control of himself and sounded curt to her. And finally, he said, Donna said, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Alice. And that's when his voice broke, and he said, you can't. We buried Alice yesterday. That cancer, she ended up getting cancer of the lungs, and cancer got her too. Smoking. The death of that first teacher saved a lot of people who were able to quit. Alice couldn't quit, and it eventually took her life. Now, and all of you that are listening, if you smoke, please, please, please quit. If you've never gotten that habit, don't let anybody tell you, oh, have a cigarette, it won't hurt you. No, it just might kill you.